Meanwhile, China is also playing the insecure partner, snooping on its citizens like no government has done before. Every single action of a Chinese citizen is mapped now. Their online presence, their social media accounts, their comments and their likes. The surveillance is all pervading. We're calling it big data dictatorship. Take a look and you'll feel lucky to be living in India.
It's the next tech superpower. It's embracing new age internet tools. And to everyone's surprise, it's using them against its own people. China is racing to become the first to implement a pervasive system of algorithmic surveillance. What makes it all the more disturbing is that Beijing is said to be detaining innocent people without any concrete evidence against them, because a piece of software suggested to do so. Isn't it scary? Imagine you haven't done anything and you have been put in a custody because some software predicts that you might end up committing a crime against the state. And before you scratch your head and wonder how it's even happening, how is the government predicting dissent, stay with me and understand this new phenomenon. Living under constant surveillance of your own government. Did you look at these people? All of them have a good digital life. And quite like them, I also happen to have a fair online presence. I also share and comment on Facebook, watch videos on YouTube, make online searches, do a lot of online shopping, post tweets, make online transactions, and listen to music on streaming services. Which means every time I do an online activity, I leave a digital trace. You might not realize it, but the internet today knows more about you than you probably know about yourself. And these digital traces combined together can tell the full story of who I am. For instance, my tweets show my interest in technology. My Instagram feed is a clear indicator of the foodie in me. My listening experience on the Wink music streaming service tells of my taste in music. And these activities or data such as photos, posts, tweets, comments, voice recordings and emails collectively can paint a comprehensive profile of my online life and can easily sum up my behavioral patterns, which can then be analyzed to figure out my intents or predict my future moves. This is just an example on an individual level. Now, if you compile such comprehensive data of millions of people and structure it in an organized way, it becomes big data. That is large volumes of data that can be analyzed to study behavior and reveal patterns. And there are specialized software that makes the entire process simple and easy. Now, this big data can be used by anyone, from corporations to agencies to institutions and governments. And China's authorities in the far western region of Xinjiang have been reported to be using such data to detain suspects, which are flagged by predictive software. And note, there is no sign of crime here. People are just being identified purely on the basis of data suggested by software. A Human Rights Watch report says some people targeted by the system have been detained or sent to what's called political education centers as part of the region's security campaign. This predictive policing is not only enabling officials to arbitrarily detain people, but it also blatantly violates privacy rights. There, however, has not been any comment on this from China's Ministry of Public Security. But is there smoke without fire? It has also been reported that a similar design of predictive security software is also being rolled out in other regions of China. But surveillance is more intrusive in Xinjiang. Well, before you assume anything, let's understand that big data is not a negative phenomenon. But how it is used is what becomes a matter of concern. For instance, it can be used in positive ways. The same set of large data can be used to predict attacks, catch criminals, and detect frauds. But the use of such data for surveillance in China underscores how the state is policing its population and the citizens' absolute breach of privacy.
With bureau inputs, Ankit for WION.